Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to go over a few Q&A questions that were sent to me, and then I'm going to go over a few things that I was picking up as well. So let's go ahead and talk about Turkey, the country Turkey, because this is something I was getting. This was not asked. I had spoke on Turkey, I think a week or so ago, about possible earthquakes. And what I'm seeing, what I'm being shown is Venezuela. So they take me back to that country, and we know that they had 2 earthquakes back to back, and it was really significant. It was pretty high up in the Richter scale. And then I go back into Turkey, and you remember the area where Turkey was hit a few years ago by a devastating earthquake. I want to say it was on the border. I don't know why I'm thinking Syria. I could be wrong. I don't have a map in front of me. What I'm seeing is these quakes coming into Turkey, and I'm getting 2 back to back for Turkey. And then when we talk about CERN, somebody asked me, why is CERN being shut down? Well, currently they're saying it's down for maintenance, right? But what I kept being taken to were 3 scientists. 3 scientists wearing all white gloves, and they were testing what appeared to be electronical grids, power grids, microgrids, and transmission lines, energy, okay? Self-efficient, new age energy lines. And it wasn't just for Europe, it was for Europe, it was for America, it was for different parts of the world. I was getting something with Ireland, and Ireland and Scotland were part of this, and it's weird. But it's to upgrade the power grid because of solar flares and the weather, the way things are changing. The electronical grids, power grids, are not able to keep up, and that's a big concern, but we're just not hearing about that. I believe it's connected to energy, because I was getting transmission. I was also getting something connected with this, with CERN connecting Trump with Greenland. And I do believe that Trump is going to be successful at trying to handle Greenland. I don't think he's going to be handed Greenland, but I think he's going to have some access, more military access. But also there's something about this, the electronical grids. And for some reason, Greenland feels very significant to what's going on with this current testing with CERN. Do I think CERN is evil, bad? Well, I don't think it's good for I think it can produce toxins. Do I think it's evil? Yes and no. But spiritually, no. But it's evil as far as what it can produce to the world. It's evil, and it is made to put fear into people. But really, it's just the way I feel about it. It's just a huge cylinder. And a lot of people feel like it's evil. It's a portal to the other world. I don't think so, in my opinion. I don't see that. I've never been shown that. I just feel like it produces toxins and things that's not good for our environment. But it's also being used as a study. And currently that's what's going on. I see the scientists testing it, because we need to upgrade the power grids around the world because they're not able to keep up. Okay. Oh, and Trump is connected to Greenland again. I mentioned that. Greenland is going to be a hub for this as well. Possibly, allegedly. What I speak on is not factual. Okay, let's move on to the United Kingdom. So I do continue to see a person resigning. I don't know if this is Healy or Streeting or somebody different. I see a man stepping down. August, September, and they show me a treasure box. So I feel like this person's connected to money in some way in the UK and the political field. Then I was being shown Starmer, and this is something that we had talked about before. about Keir Starmer getting a position connected to Ukraine, but really it's NATO 2.0, or you could just say NATO itself. Now, I see him taking this position. I see him being very happy about taking this position, and he's going to be in this position for some time, but he's going to do something stupid. He's going to do something stupid. He's going to say something stupid, and it's going to be heard and taken the wrong way. And then I feel like he's not going to get that position. He's going to lose the job that he is set to take. It may not happen overnight, but I see him being just something arrogant, and it just doesn't go over. It doesn't go over well, and they vote him out. That's what I get. When it comes to, I'm just hearing he's going to screw it up. He's going to screw it up like he did as Prime Minister of the UK. Yeah, okay. When it comes to the midterms, we talked about this, and this was asked of me again. I do see Democrats making a leeway a little bit, but not enough to actually win. So what do I think? I hate calling it. I'm not being judgmental here, but I do believe that it's going to be very close, but the Republicans are going to win the midterms. I mean, by the bare of the teeth. And yes, that can change, absolutely. I'm just telling you what I'm feeling right now. I see the Republicans are going to win the midterms, yes. And I think I've said this before. And also 2028 is going to be significant for J.D. Vance. I said this too. I don't know to what degree, but J.D. Vance is really going to be in the limelight in 2028. Now, this is something really odd. I don't usually get pulled into Serbia or Kosovo. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I just keep seeing a old cycle of energy that's going to be woken up again. I don't know when this is going to happen. It could be in 2026 or even 2027. I just see an old cycle returning. It could even be, I don't have a timeline, but what I'm getting here is unrest for the Kosovo Serbs. And also I was hearing the sirens, like wars. I don't see a war between these two countries, but I'm hearing the sirens go off, like warnings. There's going to be unrest and fighting, yes, between Kosovo and the Serbians. I don't know why exactly. It just feels to be something irritates this old cycle from years back, and it's going to come back to the surface. So we may hear of these two countries unrest and things like that. I hope not. Now we're skipping around again. Somebody asked me about Andy Burnham. What's going on with Andy? Because I had put one of my videos on members only, but I took a few days off and I was able to look a little clearer on Andy Burnham and what I'm seeing with him. This should come to no surprise, really. He is strongly connected to WEF, the World Economic Forum. I'm not surprised, but I didn't get that before. He may not seem like he's connected to WEF, but he is. WEF, but he is. He carries out the World Economic Forum's agendas, low-key back channel. That's what I was getting, believe it or not. And I'm getting that things are at a pause right now, okay? Things are at a pause. And the current new administration, or Andy Burnham and his cabinet, are trying to gain the UK's trust. I'm seeing him literally handing out candy. You can trust me. You can trust me. I'm not Starmer, but he does not want to get rid of the digital ID. And I know we've talked about this before. They're hoping people will forget about it. And now that he's back in the limelight, he's being pushed with the forums to bring the digital ID back in. I don't know if it's going to be successful. I don't think it's going to happen this year or really in 2027. But it's there. It's a topic. I think if the Labour Party were to win 2028, 2029, it's possible this is going to surface. However, even though I believe Farage is going to lose, he's going to lose momentum. He is, because of some scandals and whatnot. Okay, so let me tell you what I was getting, and I put this down because I don't know exactly Rupert Lowe. I know he's Rupert and some kind of organization that's backing him up. I don't know what the name of the organization is, but I'm getting that they're stealing the hearts of the United Kingdom. This is what I was getting. They're stealing the hearts. They're stealing the hearts of the United Kingdom. And it's going to kind of put Farage in a different light, right? The next 1 or 2 years. So even though Rupert Lowe is gaining some kind of momentum, it may tarnish Farage, right? And there could even be a scandal or something about Farage. So 2026, 2027, this is possible, but I've been saying this, I'm just going to stick to what I'm feeling. I see Farage coming back and making leeway. But I have been saying since 2025, I told you guys that Farage, there's a younger masculine energy under Farage that he is preparing for. Either it's for prime minister position in the next couple of years, or it's going to be working underneath Farage. I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's like Trump and JD Vance. I don't know. But Rupert is going to make gains, but I'm seeing Farage come back, and a lot of what this is about is connected to immigration, because immigration is going to become even more of a problem. I'm sorry to say this. I'm seeing people coming over. It looks really bad. These are countries that are being bombed. This is because Israel is going in. I'm just going to say I see an uptick with immigration, especially coming through, is it the English Channel? But I'm also seeing something with Ireland having a huge influx as well. I don't know, France, but it's just going to get really, really bad. And yes. And Rupert, I don't know what his take is on it, but it feels not to be strong as Farage. I see Farage making a comeback, somebody younger than him, and they are going to target the immigration problem. I'm going to insert this portion of the video. It is the 27th, and my original recording date was the 26th. The reason why I'm inserting this briefly is because I received another energy, something that came to me. And we talk about someone stepping down in the parliament, and I don't know exactly who it is. Is it Streeting? Is it Healy? I don't know, but I'm also picking up a scandal. This is additional. I'm picking up a scandal that could be connected to Andy. And then they kept taking me back to Anne's video, and no, Andy had nothing to do with Anne's demise at all. But I used the word guy, and I used the word G-A-Y, right? I used these words because they were coming in for the possible perpetrator. And I think the perpetrator may just be G-A-Y. I think I was right about that. But I don't care either way about your orientation. What I'm talking about here, though, is it possible that there's going to be a scandal around Andy, just Andy B? Okay, enjoy the rest of the video. And then the last thing I want to mention is Wales. I'm seeing significant flooding for, this could be September or October or even August. I don't know. Honestly, I feel like in the next 3 months, there's going to be a really bad storm that's going to hit Wales. I was getting south and west direction, and it meets in the middle. I have no idea what that means, you guys, but it's going to cause infrastructure. And then I was seeing a fire, some kind of power grid or a fire, maybe because of the storm, but there's going to be like electricity problems, live wires, which is dangerous, but I'm seeing something happen with that. Live wires in the streets, like electricity problems, fires. So I don't know if these two are connected, but I'm being shown that too. But that's what I'm getting for Wales. There's going to be a huge storm that's going to come there. I don't know if that's typical, normal. I'm pretty sure it's Wales. And then as I'm talking about that, I'm seeing an overflow in the streets. Is this London? Or Britain? Jesus. It's in suburban areas of London. Possibly this I think is London, but I'm seeing the drainage systems backing up. So there's like a rainstorm or there's something going on. I think it's London. I'm saying this is either London or Britain. The storm comes in, it comes in quick, and the water system, the draining system in the streets can't keep up with the rain, the water flow, and there's backing up in the streets, flooding in the streets near this subdivision, these houses. I have no clue. Again, this stuff can come off the timeline, but I'm sharing it. So I'm going to end the video now. If you guys are new to my channel, please like, hype, share, and I will catch you in the next one.